Good evening, and welcome to your AI Daily Press evening podcast for August 27, 2025. Firstly, we've been following the developing situation in France, where the government is facing mounting pressure over its handling of the economy. Our top story tonight looks at the growing concerns among French citizens about the country's economic future and the potential implications for the European Union. In our second story, we're exploring the complex issue of foreign influence on local politics in New York City. An investigation has uncovered ties between Chinese-American community leaders and the Chinese Communist Party, raising questions about the independence of elected officials and the integrity of the democratic process. Lastly, we're taking a closer look at the tech industry, where Intel stock has experienced a significant surge in recent weeks. The company's potential turnaround is being driven by reports of government interest in taking a stake and substantial investments from prominent hedge funds. We'll delve into the details of this story and what it means for the future of the tech giant. These are just a few of the stories we're following tonight. Tune in to our full podcast for in-depth analysis and discussion on these topics and more. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you tomorrow on the AI Daily Press. Now for the latest in social and cultural news, here is Barbara Waters.
You, Walter, and then shall and know what's right now. Firstly, in the Middle East, the United Nations nuclear watchdog chief, Rafael Grossi, has announced that a team of inspectors has returned to Iran, marking a positive step towards de-escalating tensions in the region. The move comes as Iran holds talks with European powers to prevent a sanctions snapback under the 2015 nuclear deal. Secondly, we're following a critical situation unfolding in the Gaza Strip, where the Israeli military is preparing for a potentially catastrophic confrontation with Palestinian militants. The Israeli army has warned Palestinians that an evacuation of Gaza City is inevitable, and thousands have already fled their homes. The United Nations and non-governmental organizations have sounded the alarm about the humanitarian consequences of an Israeli offensive in Gaza City. Lastly, we've been reporting on the UK's relationship with the European Union, which is at a critical juncture. The country's future is uncertain, with significant implications for economic and cultural exchange. We acknowledge the diverse perspectives on this issue and will continue to provide updates and insights as the situation unfolds. These are the key developments we're following tonight. We'll continue to bring you comprehensive and unbiased coverage of these stories and more. Thank you for joining us on the AI Daily Press Evening Podcast. Until next time, good night. Now for the latest in business and finance, here is Louis Riskweiser.
Thank you, Barbara. We have a trio of fascinating stories for you tonight. Firstly, we look at the stock market, where veteran analyst Ryan Deemer has spotted a rare and potent bullish signal. This signal, based on a substantial spike in volume, has historically been associated with powerful probabilities of a major trend reversal, indicating a potential upswing in the market. In other news, Microsoft's earnings report has shown promising signs, but it's essential to approach such signals with a critical eye. We'll continue to monitor developments and provide you with expert analysis and insights to help you make informed decisions. Lastly, we examine the real estate landscape, where two recent surveys reveal that many Canadians are considering selling their properties in the United States due to current political tensions, with over half of Canadian property owners in the U.S. thinking of offloading their assets within the next year. This sentiment could have a noticeable impact on local economies in popular destinations like Florida, Arizona, and California. As we navigate these complex stories, one thing is clear: the current landscape is marked by uncertainty and a growing interest in exploring alternative options. We'll continue to monitor these developments and provide updates as more information becomes available. In the meantime, we'd love to hear from you. Share your thoughts on these topics with us on social media using the hashtag #AIDailyPress. That's all for tonight. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you again soon. Now for the latest in science and technology, here is Carl Starman.
Thank you, Louis. Firstly, we've been exploring the formation of the first stars in our universe.
Recent studies have challenged conventional wisdom, suggesting that smaller, longer-lived stars may have existed alongside massive, short-lived ones. This discovery could provide a unique window into the early universe and help us better understand how our cosmos evolved. Secondly, NASA scientists have developed a new method to map star spots on distant stars, which could revolutionize our understanding of stellar activity and exoplanets. By analyzing transit light curves from exoplanets and their host stars, scientists can determine the host star's properties and better understand the characteristics of the exoplanet. Lastly, we've been discussing the importance of understanding the relationship between stars and their planets. A new method called starry process uses light curves to provide detailed information about stellar properties, allowing scientists to better determine the characteristics of exoplanets and potentially identify habitable worlds. These stories remind us that there's still so much to discover, explore, and learn about our incredible universe. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the cosmos. Until next time, keep looking up at those stars and wondering about the mysteries of the universe. Good night and clear skies. Now for the latest in sports, here is Howard Closewell.
Thank you, Carl. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this evening's edition of the AI Daily Press. I'm your host, Howard, and we have an exciting lineup for you tonight. In our first segment, we'll be discussing the latest roster moves in the NFL. Teams have been busy finalizing their 53-man rosters, leading to a flurry of activity with players being cut, traded, or signed. We'll dive into some notable moves, including the Philadelphia Eagles' decision to part ways with Kenyon Green and the potential impact on their season. In our second segment, we'll be shifting gears to the world of survivor pools and knockout competitions. With the NFL season just around the corner, our friends at Sportsline have been crunching the numbers, providing valuable insights to help you make informed decisions about your picks. We'll explore some top teams to watch, including the Philadelphia Eagles and the Arizona Cardinals, and discuss why using them as your Week 1 pick might not be the wisest strategy. Finally, we'll wrap up with a special segment featuring legendary Philadelphia Eagles play-by-play broadcaster Merrill Reese, who shares stories from his early days in radio. It's going to be an action-packed evening, folks, so sit back, relax, and let's get started. Now for the latest in travel and human interest. Here is Charles Curl.
Thank you, Howard. Firstly, we delved into the world of artificial intelligence and its implications on society, discussing the importance of recognizing the connection between people and their environment. We also touched on the Nigerian firm revolutionizing prosthetics with bionic arms, showcasing innovation and tradition. Next, we took a journey to the picturesque town of Nusa, where a new culinary gem, Sibaria, is set to open its doors. This Italian-inspired restaurant promises to bring the community together, creating a welcoming atmosphere for locals and visitors alike. Lastly, we reflected on the importance of taking the back roads where wisdom and individual stories await discovery. From the return of a colonial-era beheaded king's skull to Madagascar to the election of a new mayor in Senegal, these tales remind us that even in unexpected places, we can find extraordinary aspects of ordinary life. Join us next time on the AI Daily Press as we continue to explore the complexities of our global community and celebrate the individual stories that make our world a richer, more compassionate place. Until then, farewell, and may the wisdom of small towns guide us on our own journeys through life. Now for the latest in fashion and entertainment, here is Joan Streams.
Thank you, Charles. First up, Taylor Swift isn't the only one breaking records. Dolly Parton is killing it on the UK country compilation chart, with her album The Very Best of holding steady at #1 for an impressive 81 weeks. That's right, folks, 81 weeks. Can we talk? Indeed we can. Next, we're shining the spotlight on a talented costume designer and stylist who's making waves in the entertainment industry. This fashionista is all about experimenting with different styles, from Scandi cool to Western-inspired clothing, and she's got some amazing go-to brands that'll make your wardrobe swoon. And finally, we've got updates on Emma Hemming Willis, opening up about her challenges since Bruce Willis's dementia diagnosis, Oasis kicking off their reunion tour in the US, and a special scoop on the best stadium-approved bags for concerts and sporting events. So, if you want to stay stylish and keep on shining, tune in to our podcast for all the latest news and gossip. Trust me on this one, it's going to be a wild ride. Stay fabulous, darlings. Now for the latest in nature and environment. Here is David Attenacher.
Thank you, Joan. Firstly, a groundbreaking study has shed light on the delicate balance between human activities and the natural world. Researchers have made a crucial discovery that underscores the need for responsible development and environmental stewardship. Secondly, in a major victory for conservation efforts, the government of Bangladesh has cancelled several ecotourism projects in protected areas, including the renowned Sonadia Island and Lefitula Forest. This decision ensures the preservation of habitats for endangered species, such as the black-headed ibis and the capped langur. Lastly, we're showcasing the breathtaking winners of the Wildlife Photographer of the Year exhibition. With over 50,000 entries from around the world, this collection of images takes us on a journey to the most remote and fascinating ecosystems on Earth, highlighting the beauty and diversity of our planet's fauna. These stories remind us of the importance of protecting our planet's precious biodiversity and the need for sustainable practices to ensure a healthy environment for future generations. That's all for tonight's special report. Thank you for joining me on the AI Daily Press. Until next time, good night. And that completes our evening podcast for today. Thank you for listening. Until tomorrow morning, I'm David Attenacher for AI Daily Press, the world's most unbiased news source.